Evacuation. An evacuation may be called in the event of an emergency due to a disaster, fire, explosion, fallen aircraft, nuclear power plant incident, chemical release or bomb threat, or in the event of a drill. The principal's office should sound the fire alarm or make a PA announcement to signal an evacuation. They should announce whether a primary or alternate evacuation route and assembly area are to be used. They should call 911 for police or fire department and advise whether ambulances are needed. They should advise the health aide and staff to administer first aid as necessary. They should evacuate all staff and students to pre-designated evacuation routes, and routes should be illustrated in Tab 5, Building Level Crisis Plan of the Crisis Management Handbook. The principal's office should ensure that appointed caretakers are assisting handicapped students. Pre-appointed staff members should search all areas of the building for stragglers. The principal should ensure that custodians and cafeteria staff have turned off all motors, fans, and other power-driven equipment. The principal should call security, who will ensure that the administrative team is notified. They will advise whether primary or alternate assembly areas will be used and advise whether the students need to be transported by a bus to another site. After the total roster is collected, the principal's office should notify the local law enforcement of any missing students. If students are to be evacuated to another site or they are to be dismissed for the day, organize a system for loading the buses as quickly and safely as possible. The principal's office should notify parents, and if students are to be dismissed for the day, a checkout area should be established. Students should only be released to parents or those listed on emergency release forms. The principal's office should signal an all-clear return to class when appropriate and file an incident report. In the event of an evacuation, the teachers should do the following. Evacuate when you hear the fire alarm or announcement from the principal's office. Be aware of pre-designated primary and alternate evacuation routes and take the class roster sheet and gradebook with you. Turn out the lights and close the classroom door as the students leave. Leave the building in an orderly manner without rushing or crowding. If the situation warrants, a bus evacuation will be used to transport the students to another site. If the emergency calls for an evacuation without the use of buses, walk from the building in the stated course. Always evacuate crosswind and or upwind away from any emergency by a safe route. Students should be evacuated at least 300 feet away from the building and out of the way of emergency vehicles. The teacher should reassemble the students and take roll call to ensure that all students are accounted for, and report any missing students to the principal's office immediately. The teacher should note on the roster any students who are released to their parents and return to their room when they are instructed that it is safe to do so.